My mother, who's from Dallas, passed away 23 years ago. Okay. And tomorrow's the anniversary of her death. And this allows me to visit her gravesite and spend some time with her tomorrow.
That's beautiful.
What's your mom's name?
Gail Parkins.
All right, Gail.
We'll pray for her. And you and your family. I mean, it's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jeff, just
back
lean
to
back.
the nuts.
Just lean back ever so slightly.
No.
Anyway.
I broke my toe about 23 years ago. Just want to put this in perspective. That's how long it took for this surgery to happen.
This how long for you to do the surgery?
He was in surgery for the last 23 years.
And that's how long it took for it to happen.
Yeah.
The BeatiDudes. Yeah, where were you on that one, Paul? Welcome to the BeatiDudes.
Truth is, I was sitting back to see what you would do because it's been so long since we recorded one of these.
I had this smile. I thought you were going to stick your hand up my back and make my mouth move.
You become the ventriloquist dummy.
Ventriloquism. Welcome to the BeatiDudes, a show for ventriloquists and men all over the world that are following God's will, one hand puppet move at a time. Right?
Sure.
I think we just lost half our audience, but yeah.
Oh, the people that love wood.
What?
They're sad about the ventriloquist. The trees.
About the creation.
I guess I'm thinking of marionettes. Like, what have been? Hey, so my name's Jeff Schiefelbein. I am grateful to be here.
He's also known as Geppetto.
Thank you. And I cannot tell a lie. Zoink.
Zoink.
Is that what the sound is? And I'm joined by Nick Bezner.
I'm a real boy.
You are. That's what we know you as. And then also Paul Kolker.
Yes, for the dyslexic ventriloquists out there.
Hey, you're dressed up like a cricket.
I am. Jiminy. Jiminy Willikers. I am.
Jiminy.
Yeah, I have a green sweater on because it's that time of the year.
I feel like you're right on my shoulder too, judging everything I'm doing. Isn't that what that cricket does?
Well, he tries to nudge you in the right direction. I don't know what's
kind of like the Holy Spirit. You know?
Nudgement is what they call it.
Nudgement. Oh, I can almost guarantee you Chris Blackwell will copy that in the comments.
We got some nudgement. You know, that's my New Year's resolution. Less nudgement of others. I'm just going to let them be. I'm just going to stop nudging them so much.
There you go. Yeah, let's
keep judging them.
I'll keep judging them. Just no nudging them.
Well, we're all fans of the log.
That's the log.
Yeah, in our eye.
Oh, my goodness. The plank. That's right. We got this.
Great.
I thought he was making a quick short reference to the Decalogue, the 10 Commandments. You know, like the Gen Z. Oh, yeah, you know, that's in the log,
bro. That's in the log.
Our pod was all about the log.
We call it the log pod.
That sounds disgusting. That's as gross as putting peanut butter on a celery and calling it a snack. That's a log pod. So listen, Wayne Parkins is our guest here today. Wayne, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
You look like you came right off the beach, bro.
Well, I live in Florida.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, bingo. Yeah, nailed it.
Where they play bingo all day.
Where was I? I was in D.C. right before Christmas and got the same thing. They said, where are you from? I said, how do you know I don't live here? And I said, you've got a tan.
Look a little different. What part of Florida?
A little town called Winter Park, right outside of Orlando.
I would never live in a place called Winter Park, Florida. It's like
Winter Park, Colorado, sure.
Yeah. I live in Summer Park, North Dakota.
Yeah.
I live in Tampa Bay, Wisconsin. Okay. Wait, how did we get here, Nick? Can you set the stage for us?
This is All Holy Spirit. So we, the three of us and some colleagues, were up in South Bend, Indiana for the Sent Summit back in September. Just so happened.
I was there.
You were there.
I also was there.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
That's what you meant?
That's what I meant when I said we were there along with some colleagues. It was all of us and others.
We just really wanted to spell that out.
Just to be very clear.
Jiminy Crickets.
And you guys went home and I didn't. Because I stayed for the Texas A&M football game,
right.
Whoop, against Notre Dame. The day after the conference, but before the game, my parents and I were just walking around campus, and the Holy Spirit collided Wayne and Andy and me, Andy being my dad.
Yeah.
And we just had a great conversation under a shade tree.
This is blowing my mind.
And after that conversation, well, at the end of the conversation said, well, if you're ever in Dallas, you should be on our show.
Gave me his card.
Here we are.
The rest is history.
My goodness. So I was getting confused. I thought you had a recent trip to Florida. This all comes back to South Bend.
All South Bend.
All right. Hail Mary.
That's right.
In South Bend. Okay, wait. So y'all ran into each other. What were you doing up in South Bend?
So I've got a really good friend who lives and works for Notre Dame. And I was up there to participate in a dedication of Democracy Institute, and just so happened to be around the Texas A&M Notre Dame football game. And it was just complete serendipity that I met Nick and his family just under that shade tree on a Friday afternoon.
Wow. Did you vote for that institute?
Actually, I watched somebody garner the funds for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's more like democracy, right? Money changing hands.
It's more of a constitutional republic, so there were representatives that were really voting on it, Paul.
Hey, you know what it really comes down to? I got to be on the top floor of the Touchdown Jesus Library with great windows and look out at the Basilica.
That's very cool.
Look out at the football field. It was, I mean, really, that's why I was there.
That's incredible.
I still don't understand what the Institute is. It's a place.
Nobody's supposed to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Democracy Institute, he said that he was setting up.
Yeah, but what does it do?
Probably vote.
They study democracy.
Yeah.
We're thinking about putting that into
Notre Dame.
Action.
Into Notre Dame.
Okay. We actually probably should study democracy. I think we're having a little slip here.
Oh, man.
Am I pushing it?
Maybe.
We're good.
I don't know. I don't know how YouTube's going to interpret this.
No, let's carry this forward, though. No. So Wayne, yeah, we got connected. You mentioned you had been working on a book, which is really cool, and I mean, you got a great history and story. I mean, maybe just kind of how'd you end up in Notre Dame? How do we get connected? And
well, so it's roundabout ways, and it's my good friend Maureen, and she's at the center of my book.
Okay.
Right. Because I wasn't one of those that had said, I want to write a book.
Right.
But I'm all about adventures and stories.
Yep.
Right. And in late fall, early winter of 2023, I had just come back from hiking Kilimanjaro.
Oh, wow.
And
bucket list.
Come on now.
No lie. Well, there's another story there, but I'll save that for maybe later in the show. But Maureen said to me, she said, Wayne, your life is like a movie. You should write a book. And I thought, I've got a good friend who's written a book. I see him at morning mass, pretty regular. I said about a week later, hey, John, what was it like when you wrote your first book?
You go to mass with John Maxwell? Wait, he's a Protestant. I was thinking of John Grisham. Gosh, it's not funny.
Well, John Evans, and he and I were both Protestants that were led to the Catholic faith through women that we were going to marry, and we didn't.
Oh, amazing.
That's pretty awesome.
That's actually a great.
Yes, we were both, and we both still go to morning mass regularly, not married to those Catholics that brought us to the faith.
See, ladies, you can evangelize for the 27% of our audience.
And you don't have to marry everybody you talk to.
Yeah, but you can still bring them into the church that way.
That's right.
That's great. Yeah.
But literally after mass one morning, I said, John, what was it like when you wrote your first book? Needless to say, he didn't tell me anything about what it was like.
Did he just talk about the book?
He introduced me to his editor.
Oh.
And she and I swapped text for a couple of days and then had a couple of Zooms. And she said, write me a couple of chapters. And I fired her off a couple of chapters in under a week. And she read through them. She said, these are really good. Let's put a deal together. And 3.5 months later, I had a manuscript.
What?
Who knew?
And is it about the adventures of Wayne?
Well, so it is. So I had a good example, my dad, who actually is from Dallas.
Yeah.
And he was really good about, taking advantage of the places he would travel to for business. Right. And so that example, really instilled in me the sense of adventure and the desire to learn and participate in things in the places that I would visit. Right. So I mentioned daily mass. Right. I try to go to daily mass on my business trips, wherever I may be. There's churches all over the country,
everywhere.
All over the world, actually, because I've gone to daily mass all over Europe.
Yeah.
And it's interesting that you don't just have to be traveling to find adventure. Adventure's all around us. And that's kind of the theme of the book. right? And so that was, gosh, I wrote it in spring of 24.
Okay.
Yeah, spring of 24. It published early winter 25, about, February last year.
Okay.
Fast forward, sold over 500 copies. Who knew?
Yeah.
Right. It was just this fun thing, and did a book tour, done readings and signings.
Whoa.
And
what's it called?
It's called Waltzing with Wayne.
Waltzing with Wayne.
Right. And so the byline, and I thought this was a little presumptuous, but my editor said, no, everybody's wound up tighter than a drum, giving you permission to have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
And that's very marketable based on everything we've been through over the last several years.
Gosh, yeah, post-COVID.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and we wonder why airline etiquette is at an all-time low. People are wound up tighter than a drum.
Well, and I'm thinking of like traffic and stuff, right? When you're driving, it's like the way people are cutting you off now and like not letting you merge. I mean, it's just stuff seems way more tense than it used to be. But maybe I'm just getting old, and that's the old man in me talking.
I joke and say that I'm channeling
you darn
my
kids.
Get off my lawn.
Fast driving.
Anyway.
But anyway, there you go. That's the story of my book. And I've led a long career of business development, mostly in the higher ed vertical. And I've actually just stepped away from that over the last couple of months. And I have a marketing colleague doing a brand activation. So there's like a Wayne logo now.
Yeah.
There's going to be a
Wayne's World.
Wayne website. And I've got a speaking engagement at some bougie resort in Georgia the first week of next month.
Yeah.
So
Let's do it.
There you go.
All right.
You used to be waxing and now you're waning.
Yes.
Next you'll be waltzing.
You know, Jeff, you haven't lost a step even with the toe surgery.
Thank you. Yes,
Yeah.
I did have toe surgery.
Oh, that's right.
Nick said I had surgery to you. He said this to you. I heard him on my second toe. I had both of my first toe and my second toe split wide open, and they took a wedge out of my big toe, and they took another chunk out of my second toe. Then they stuck, watch this.
Go into more detail.
Yep, watch this.
There's this.
You see that little
Oh,
nub?
you've got a straight up boot.
You see that nub right there?
Yep.
It's like a blue.
That's a wire
thread.
that's going through my toe all the way to the base knuckle.
What?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And in a month, they're going to pull that out. And I think we should do that live on the BeatiDudes.
So tune in.
Dude, I bet if I told that foot doctor he could take it out live, he'd drive over here. He's pretty cool, dude. He reminds me of you,
He
actually.
put the pod in
Yeah.
podiatrist.
Nice.
We got a podiatrist cast.
This is like Deck the Halls. We're going to give you Toe Jam Day.
Yes.
Yeah.
You listen, it's only been a couple days and you don't want to go near this foot.
I don't.
I don't think any of us wanted to, period.
You can, but if you want to play with that little wire nub sticking out of my toe, I'll let you.
You get to marionette your feet? Is that what it is?
I don't
bet if
think. I think you
back
can
to
control
Geppetto.
Jeff's whole body
You
with
touch
that.
you can watch me go a little crazy. No joke, y'all. I went to a business lunch and it must have touched like the bottom of the table or whatever. And I go, and this guy looked at me and I go, I'm sorry. And I go, it didn't even hurt. It's just my brain started tingling.
It resonated all the way up to
I
the.
felt it in my occipital lobe.
Hey, do you know those things that you put around your head or your face or your cheeks to help you sleep? What was that thing? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like an eye mask?
No, it's like a.
the
sleep
CPAP?
apnea?
Yeah.
Or CPAP?
CPAP?
Yeah.
No, not that one. That one's big time. The one that's like high tech and it connects to your phone. I have a friend who has
Okay.
it. Let me use it when I was at Notre Dame, and it was you.
Oh,
Can you do that again?
So the pulsetto was what I was talking about.
Yeah, what is that?
Okay, so all right, they're not a sponsor, but they should be.
It should be. You
Basic
weren't in the room,
soon.
and me and Paul had a weird moment.
Wait, it was a fine moment, and you made it weird because you maintained eye contact the whole time.
Hey, no nudgement here.
Very
No,
good.
it's all it is. It's
you
this,
heard of this thing?
It's this thing. It like helps people sleep and stuff. It does a number of different things, but basically, it's like a electrical pulse sort of deal.
I know of this.
Yeah,
I know
and
of
it
this.
stimulates your vagus nerve so that like you get out of fight or flight easier, and you start to just calm down, and it lets you sleep through the night. And whatever, all
there's a
that.
device called the Hap B, but you say it fast, and it's the Happy.
Right.
And it's a similar thing. Through an app on your phone, you
Yeah.
can set it to different pulses, and it mimics like stimulations like caffeine, or it mimics melatonin through vibration.
Okay, so
Yeah.
he
And
let
I've
me put
used
this
it.
on.
It's so legit.
Well,
Yeah.
it is legit, and I don't. We
Yeah.
room dogged it that night.
Yeah.
There was drool all over your side of the bed.
Wow.
He let me. I was just like,
Well, I flipped the pillow over, so it's fine.
oh, Wayne, thanks for being here. Yeah, I had foot surgery this week, and it hurt. That's where this started from, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
sure.
hurts a lot. I'm on a lot of hydrocodone.
Oh, nice.
For real.
Okay.
I haven't missed any one of my moments every 6
6
hours. Yeah.
Don't do drugs, kids. Unless you have a wire through your toe.
Then you do them.
Well,
Or you drool when your
Prescribed
cheeks go
to
like
you.
this.
That's
Don't drool drugs.
are you having
All
an
right.
aneurysm right now?
Wayne, you mentioned walking to daily mass. That doesn't just happen, especially for somebody that isn't a cradle Catholic. What has that faith journey been like for you?
You know, it was a transition. So I had been going to the Methodist church where I was raised and where I raised my kids. And then my ex-wife, ex-Catholic, but she didn't go to Catholic church anymore. We wound up at Methodist church. So I was dating a Catholic and looked like I was going to get married. So I was going to 8 a.m. Methodist service. And then what I've learned is last chance, Sunday night at 6. And post-COVID, in Florida, we were only locked down for about a month. So the end of May in 2020, the chapel opened back up. I saw in the bulletin opening back up for morning mass. And as a non-Catholic at the time, didn't know there were daily masses. And I was intrigued. And I thought, I'm up riding my bike, before the sun comes up. I can get home, quick shower. And
Make it.
Daily mass, 8 to 8:30, before I strap in. I was growing a startup at the time.
Yeah.
And it became like such an important part of my life. But fast forward like a year and a half later, had a bike accident. Wasn't hit, but a patch of sand, hurt my hip. I've had both hips replaced, which you would never know.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, I think I'm going to stay off the bike, pre-sunrise.
Yeah.
But I'm up early. I'm always up early, a little coffee and then exercise. I thought, I could walk to mass.
Yeah.
30, 40-minute walk, depending on the route I take. What a great way to start the day.
Solid step count.
10,000 steps before most people have, showered.
Yeah.
10,000 reasons, too.
It became part of my routine.
Yep.
And in transitioning, one of my good friends now, who's a morning mass regular, she said, you ought to come to Rosary at 7:30. You're up early. I know you are. I see you walking. I said, yeah. I said, what's that like? And she said, it's hard to explain. Come join us. So for the last 2 years, I've been a 7:30 a.m. Rosary member.
Nice.
And an 8 a.m. mass. So that's like the best hour of my day.
I love it.
To Nick's point, where in that part did you go from just attending mass to now you're full blown capital C?
So I was engaged. It looked like I was going to, be married to a Catholic who wanted a Catholic wedding. So I thought, I was really enjoying my experience, right? And of course, what was interesting is that I learned that the Catholic faith, in terms of liturgy and what I was used to, was no different, really, right, than what I was used to at traditional Methodist service.
Like a similar structure and
Yeah,
setup.
the liturgy, the flow of the liturgy itself.
Even some of their prayers are the exact same. If you go
the
to
Nicene Creed, et cetera.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I mean, you can go back and look at the history of all this. Martin Luther, John Wesley, the people that splintered, right, in the 1500s when all that started happening. But it spoke to me. Like, I'm a disciplined guy, right? One of my mantras is discipline through consistency. Where could you mirror that in a faith arena than the Catholic Church, right? Discipline and consistency. And I converted. And it's been one of the greatest things I've done from a spiritual perspective. It's changed me as a person. And now I enjoy attending Mass at my home parish, St. Margaret Mary in Winter Park, Florida, but I enjoy attending Mass all over.
Yeah.
Right. I love my trips to D.C. and going to the Basilica Mary Shrine, daily Mass in the crypt. Right. But then there's the Pope St. John Paul II Museum. There's a chapel there. I've been to Mass there. I've been to Mass all over. I can't get enough.
There's something about the traveling, when you're traveling and seeing a new church.
Well, and the
experiencing
connection. I've got friends in Paris. Last 2 summers I've spent outside of Paris in a little area called Saint-Germain-en-Laye. And I've got morning Mass friends there.
Yeah.
Right? That actually this last summer gave me a send-off, right? The day before I left.
Nice.
So much fun. The connection.
So French people can like Americans.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I'm here to tell you the whole myth. Now, granted, if you walk around acting like the quote, ugly American but I've had no problems, not only in Paris and France proper, but all over Europe.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a language barrier, but you just got to try, right? Participate, act like you care and want to assimilate.
Yeah. It's how you approach it.
That's right.
Yeah. They see the respect or they don't.
Well, and I'm here to tell you, in any language, right, Mass, like the first Mass I went to outside of France was in Switzerland 2 years ago in Zermatt. And it was interesting, and it was in German, right?
Yeah.
But I knew everything that was going on throughout, right? I've been to the Italian Masses. I've been to Masses in Vienna. It's the same.
Well, it's a way to learn that language as well, because you're like, okay, that means in the name of, right? Like in the name of the Father. And I mean, you start to piece all these things together because you've heard those words so many different times in your own language.
Well, and I've got other books in the queue, but you'll appreciate this. One that will use my name in some capacity is Wayne Discovers French History Through Catholic Churches. The churches I went to in France, Mont Saint-Michel, right out on the coast of Normandy, but where St. Margaret Mary's remains are. So a retired nun in our parish knew I was going back to France this past summer. She said, Wayne, you've got to go see the remains of St. Margaret Mary. Now, what she didn't do was give me any of the history, because she knew if I went, I would discover that St. Margaret Mary was who Jesus revealed his Sacred Heart to. And the town is known as the Village of the Sacred Heart.
Yeah.
To be there this past summer,
awesome.
Like, I cannot tell you, like, ooh. And then coming back to Florida and seeing Sister Rosemary, and she saw me, and a big grin. First day in morning Mass back, she knew, and she gave me a big hug. She said, "You went, didn't you?" I said, "Of course I did." And I said, "And you knew, right?" She did. Yeah,
of course.
Unbelievable.
Well, and
experience.
It's appropriate to bring that up. Here we are at the beginning of the new year, and the newest partner for the BeatiDudes, no joke, is a group called His Way at Work. And their entire apostolate is to help companies and business leaders consecrate their business to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And so I think that you may be taking a look at their offering after this podcast recording. And you can do this as a solopreneur. You can do it as a business leader over many, just the same as you can consecrate your home and your family to the Sacred Heart of Jesus.
I got to tell you, one of my favorite lines is Immaculate Heart of Mary, Sacred Heart of Jesus, transform my pain so I no longer transfer it to others.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. And I picked that nugget up at a Kansas Catholic church that only does Latin Mass. And the only English line that was spoken was that one 3 years ago.
So it really stood out.
It really stood out. Yeah, you wouldn't have caught it otherwise.
Wayne, I got news for you. The whole thing was in Latin, but somehow in speaking tongues, you just heard that.
That was maybe that was the homily.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm a big Latin
Everybody
Mass
else
fan.
heard Latin, and you're like, oh, I got that. Yeah.
You didn't understand?
Nobody else got
Oh,
that.
say that one more time. That's beautiful.
Immaculate Heart of Mary and Sacred Heart of Jesus.
Transform my pain so I no longer transfer it to others.
Oh, that's so good.
Because we're all dragging our stuff around. Our
Totally.
subconscious does that stuff.
Well, and there's that saying you hear all the time now that's like hurt people, right? So it's like people who are hurting usually inflict it somehow on on other people.
Often unknowingly.
Yeah. Not intentionally, but it spills out.
It's the lashing out. It's a human nature reaction to some inner
We blame it on stress. It's pain. It's unpacked pain. Right. And there's a way to lose that, I believe, through prayers like that.
Well, and it can truly be transfigured because, I mean, that is the message of the cross, right? Is that suffering has a higher purpose. It's not a just purely like depressing sort of thing, right?
Or to be born in perpetuity.
Yeah. Like, I mean, it can be offered up and then transfigured. Yeah, absolutely.
Transfigured people transfigure people. Is that right?
Yes.
Or transfigured toes.
It's just like pulling on that thread of the second toe, is what they say throughout this whole episode.
I'm going to see if I can't conjure up one of those sounds like you made at lunch.
You can put the neck tummy tum on me and blah blah blah.
It's called pulsetto.
I went pulsetto with my voice there. Hey, you just threw out Kilimanjaro, no big deal. Like when you wrote this Waltzing with Wayne, right?
Yes.
What are some of the tales, the adventures that ended up in Waltzing with Wayne, if you can give us a sneak peek?
Gosh, right after 9/11, flying into Colorado Springs for a work conference at the Broadmoor, with the whole notion was we were going to get to tour NORAD as part of that event. No longer after
that shut down.
9/11. But I'm on the rental car shuttle going to the car lot from the airport there in Colorado Springs, and I look up and I go, wow, that's Pikes Peak. Unknowingly, right? Wasn't, it was busy. And I thought, I'm going to hike that. And I hiked it the next day.
Awesome.
Right? Like little things like that, unplanned, right?
Yeah.
I was in Los Angeles one year, work trip, big meetings, and a district manager said, hey, Wayne, can you come over to Salt Lake and work with the rep at the U? Need a little help. Sure, not a problem. Build a little, internal equity. I roll into the Marriott there right by campus in like the research park. And as I'm checking in, the young lady behind the desk says, oh, are you here for the storm? And I said, storm? Tell me more. She said, oh my gosh, tomorrow's going to be a powder day. Had never skied in Utah. I've only skied the East Coast ice at that time. This was probably 2006. And she said, yeah, there's going to be a great storm, probably a foot of powder tomorrow. And I said, well, like, where should I be going?
Tell me more.
I'm in. She tells me, which mountains to go to. I wind up at Alta, which is, kind of one of the skiing meccas. I'm an East Coast guy. I'm up early. I get up the canyon, which thank goodness I did. They closed the canyon because of the amount of snow, and got my rental gear. I'm ready for the lifts to start spinning at 9. Literally skied knee-deep powder till about 11:30. The canyon road was closed. It was me and maybe 10 other people, literally laps in knee-deep. And by about 11:30, my quads were fried, which was perfect because by that time the sun had come out, the canyon road had opened, the masses had flooded, right? And I was sitting on an Adirondack chair looking up at this unbelievable mountain going, wow, what just happened? Right? I'm on a business trip. By 4 p.m. when I was on a flight back to LA, right? Back to work. Nobody knew.
I'm apparently in the wrong line of work. I mean, like how these business trips are amazing.
But so those are two of many different stories that were byproducts of where I was, and the ability to just kind of keep looking left, right? You got to keep turning right. Got to fund the fun. Got to do your job. But if you're in locations that afford you the opportunity to take advantage of things that you enjoy, or maybe don't even know you enjoy it, you haven't done it, but you always wanted to, and it's right there. Take a chance. Go.
Well, no, and how many people miss the opportunity because somebody says, "Oh, are you here for the storm?" And they're like, "No, just give me my room or whatever it is," right? And they just brush past, and you said, "Hold on, the what?"
Yeah,
Like,
tell me more.
Yeah,
Kind of like Nick and this whole BeatiDudes thing, right? Tell me more.
Here you are. It's it's in the next book. Waltzing.
near Wayne.
Well, I think
Waning with Walt.
I think you'll appreciate this.
Yeah.
The next book is sort of, and I've got 3 in the queue, but I've never been a journal guy, right? And as I'm getting ready to go to Kilimanjaro, my dad says, journal. I'm like, okay,
Kilimanjaro.
Kilimanjaro. And so I journal while I'm, there at night in my tent. It was like a 9-day deal.
Yeah.
But I also took Hemingway's book, The Sun Also Rises, because
yeah.
Hemingway was kind of at the core of this Kilimanjaro thing anyway. I reread The Sun Also Rises, come back home, and immediately text my kids, I'm going to Pamplona this summer to run with the Bulls. Who's in?
We're going.
Yeah, so there's this
one leads to the next. It's
there's
just
this
so
Kilimanjaro,
obvious.
Pamplona with the Bulls, and then later that summer I went back to Paris and spent a month retracing Hemingway's footsteps all over the Latin Quarter, which connected me to these churches, the Saint-Antoine-de-Mont, which is in the Latin Quarter right there in Hemingway's old neighborhood. It's just this unbelievable, 16th century church where Saint Genevieve's remains were. And you see where I'm going. Like there's this whole rabbit hole of the connection of it. What do I get led back to always? The church.
Yeah. But also, if you didn't say yes to those first things,
That's right.
right? Like none of the rest of it would have unfolded.
Yes, and.
Yeah. You just
you
keep following the thread.
We'd make a fortune if we had Kilimanjaros. And then if it inspires you to go
could
off and
sell
run with the
tins
Bulls,
of
we
those.
send you like leak-free Pampalonis for your running.
For your children? Oh, for
For
running.
your you can't stop and use.
Yeah, that's fair. This just took a gross turn.
Well, here's what's interesting about Pamplona and the Bulls. Much like Mardi Gras, there's Catholic roots, right? And it's like a 9-day celebration, the Feast of San Fermin, right? So
I didn't know this. Okay.
yeah, it was super. And so, and the people, and of course, there's locals.
Yeah.
And then there's, tourists that are coming in, like any event like that. But it was interesting. We stayed on the edge of downtown, walkable, but parks, green space, and everybody in town is participating. Like I'd see these, 70, 80-year-old couples, both in their white and red bandanas,
Yeah.
right? And they're not running with the Bulls, but they're dressed up
They're
because
part
it's
of
the
it.
Feast of San Fermin. That's their history and culture.
Yeah.
Loved it.
That's so cool.
Loved it.
That is
so
cool.
And I will say, made it into the Bull arena.
Whoa.
Yes.
You did it.
Unbelievable. And the local that coached us said, look, you're going to hit the chute. He said, and at that point, you can't do anything but run as fast as you've ever run. Don't look back and then peel off right or left. So they run the bulls into the bull ring. And they run them all the way through into a holding pen and then release a handful of what they call caballeros, which they say are baby bulls.
Still quite large.
They're still quite large. And the caballeros chase
Maybe it's
us.
like baby face, like a Paul bull.
They're big.
bull.
They're big baby bulls.
Big baby bowls.
And here's what's even more interesting is once you're tired of being chased by them, you have to scale a 6-foot
jump over
concrete
this
wall.
small wall, right?
Yeah, like literally scale a concrete wall.
What?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Y'all keep talking. I'm going to get some nuts because all these painkillers are making me feel real weird. So I'll be right back. I'm serious.
Well, what if we start down the road?
Yeah, sure.
We're gonna go down our own little run, our own little sprint here. It's called.
Yeah, this game is called Blessed Are the Joke Makers.
Is this when I get to pick the best joke?
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
right. Yeah. So you can be our judge, celebrity guest judge.
That's right.
Wayne Parkins.
That's
and Paul, tell him about the game.
Yeah, so the way this is going to work, I've got a green character card and a yellow Catholic card game card. So we just mashed 2 different games together, made it our own because we can't do anything normal. we have to answer the prompt on the Catholic card game card as whatever this character is, and you just get to decide who done it best. And that one person gets all the points. What? Okay, you can't
we'll say
claim it.
100 points, but you can't divide them up.
Hey, knock it off, Geppetto.
Yeah, we're calling you Geppetto from here on out. All right, so the character.
I got abs of wood and steel.
The character that we all have to become is as a fed-up waiter or waitress, and the prompt is, I would give talks about blank to youth groups.
Oh, how do we give talks about giving better tips to youth groups? Because I'm sitting there delivering all your food on my nose.
Thank you, Pinocchio.
I just wanted to watch myself say all that. I feel like I'm floating right now.
You do a really good job of speaking and watching yourself simultaneously.
And eating.
Yeah, I'm glad you're eating so close to the mic. That's always fun.
Gosh. Guys, I've been waiting on you for so long, and like, can you just order, like, oh my gosh, like, I know you said you're like gluten free or whatever, but like, I can't say. Never. I think I was going down a bad path, and I'm just going to shut myself off right there.
Bail.
This is the worst we've ever done.
Well, we're also coming back from Christmas and New Year's. And anyway, all right.
This is kind of like cornhole when you don't have to score. You just kind of toss it to the side,
That's
right?
it.
That's right. That's
it.
on the board, but yeah.
Paul is like cornhole.
Here we go. What? Okay, so here we go. All right, I'm tired of waiting on you kids. Listen, I've been doing this for 40 years, and nobody appreciates pop culture from the 80s and 90s anymore. So if I were in youth groups, I would give talks about the true Wayne's World. That's right, because people need to bring that back. Wayne's World, discipline, consistency, excellent.
Wow, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you nailed it. You brought back the discipline and consistency.
Thank you.
Even that was
Giving him
good.
the points.
Or one of us.
We'd already told him all he had to do was toss the beanbag to the side, but he actually stepped up with.
Maybe he was offensive to somebody. We got to still like. We got to.
I thought I was the judge. Geppetto, what are you doing?
Pandering.
Okay. Just making sure.
You're pouting, not pandering. Wait, am I getting it? Is that what?
Congratulations, Paul.
For being our celebrity guest judge, you're going to get Jesus Christ in the resurrection socks, which is perfect for this time of year.
What? And since you're an early riser.
I can wear them to mass.
Yes.
Early riser.
Yes.
I love it.
And I'll give you a couple of stickers for the BeatiDudes.
If you want your own pair of socks, Geppetto to sockreligious.com/BeatiDudes.
Nailed it.
Geppetto.
We'll be right back.
Nick, when it comes to investing, I just feel like money and morality don't always line up. What's the answer?
Often that's the case, but our friends at Aquinas Wealth Advisors have a really great solution. It's called the Faith and Finance Score. You go on their website and you put in your info. They tell you where you're invested and where it doesn't actually line up with where you want to be.
So you mean I don't just have to funnel money towards a retirement fund where I don't know what it's investing in?
That's right, you don't. And you don't even have to give up or sacrifice returns. You can get both.
So just get on the computer, bing, and I type in the website.
AquinasWealth.com. It takes longer to type than it does to get your Faith and Finance Score.
Thanks, guys. Great job, Nick.
You betcha.
Hi, it's Paul Kolker from the BeatiDudes here, and I just wanted to share with you guys that I also, outside of the show, perform improv comedy on a regular basis with a group called Divine Comedy. So what we do is we come up with everything on the spot, so whether you're looking for faith-filled, fun, family-friendly comedy for your youth night, or whether you're looking for clean comedy for your corporate event, Divine Comedy can perform for your group and even get you in on the action. So if you'd like to hire us to come out and perform for your next event, check out DivineComedyImprov.com. Divine Comedy, an inferno of fun.
You know what I think is hard about starting a business? Healthcare, for crying out loud. It's expensive. It's intimidating. At the end of the day, you're probably paying for stuff you don't even agree with. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
I knew you could. So what we did is we started working with Solidarity Health Share. Totally different. These folks are aligned with us morally and ethically. And even the structure from a cost perspective works for us as we're launching businesses, as we're growing our families. And I don't know if you know this, but couple times my kids went to the hospital in the last 2 years.
They sure have.
Yours?
But Solidarity has walked with us through all of it, including some crazy stuff for Benny Pro, my little boy. So all of this to say, I would encourage anybody out there thinking about their own business, their own needs, check out Solidarity HealthShare for a better alternative to regular healthcare. So check out learnmore.solidarityhealthshare.org/BeatiDudes.
Stop what you're doing and listen to the BeatiDudes.
Welcome back, everybody. We're here with Wayne Parkins, and man, waltzing with Wayne, I want to dive into that. There's a number of good stories just from what you've shared, and I'm sure there's a lot of just a treasure trove. I appreciate you sharing all that so far, Wayne. Before just coming out of break here, yeah, Jeff, you got a question?
Why is Wayne in town?
Wayne's in town visiting family.
Well, yes.
Partly.
When you and I met.
Yeah.
And the notion of coming to, you said the requirement was in person.
Is the right answer, Wayne?
Well, my mother, who's from Dallas, passed away 23 years ago. Okay. And tomorrow's the anniversary of her death. And this allows me to visit her gravesite and spend some time with her tomorrow.
That's beautiful.
What's your mom's name?
Gail Parkins.
All right, Gail.
We'll pray for her. And you and your family. I mean, it's awesome.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Jeff, just
back
lean
to
back.
the nuts.
Just lean back ever so slightly.
No.
Anyway.
I broke my toe about 23 years ago. Just want to put this in perspective. That's how long it took for this surgery to happen.
This how long for you to do the surgery?
He was in surgery for the last 23 years.
And that's how long it took for it to happen.
Yeah, that's it. Wow, that was involved. No wonder Medicare costs are going up. Anyway. Okay. Where can people find this book? Because we've talked about it a lot.
Yeah. So it's on Amazon.
Oh, nice.
But it can be ordered through mom and pop bookstores, which I love.
Nice.
Ingram Content, which is the book distributor that works with most of the independent booksellers, actually brokered a deal with Amazon because they had some demand.
Nice.
I learned that at the Parchment bookstore in Paris. Brian, the owner, who's Canadian, and he's one of the top 2 or 3, English-speaking bookstores in Paris, said, well, hang on a second. He plugs in my ISBN. He says, Ingram's got over 250 copies available for order. Did you know that? I didn't. Awesome. Right? He said, you're onto something, which meant that there's been enough demand that the mom and pop bookstores have been trying to order it.
Well, the average book sells like 27 copies or something like that.
I don't know about that. And look, in my wildest dreams, I figured like my tribe. Right.
Yeah, your family. Sure.
Yeah,
friends.
Friends and family. But if you go to like Amazon, and I don't want to knock the mom and pop bookstore, but reviews. I've got over 30 reviews, positive reviews of the book. And like here's the interesting thing. I wrote it for fun. But there is an underlying message. Yeah. Right? That underlying message of adventures everywhere. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be, 2 continents away.
Grab life by the horns in Pamplona.
Yes. but something's happened, right? Yeah. And people have been inspired. I've had people reach out to me and send me pictures of them holding the book in different locations.
That's so cool.
Right? That became a thing. I had somebody that was, her and her husband were touring Germany over the summer, sent me pictures with holding the book at different locations in Germany. Then I went to Poland to see a high school buddy who was living and working over there, and he found a copy through one of the British online booksellers. It was used. I thought, that's the ultimate, kind of testament. Once you've been disintermediated in publishing, you've arrived. Yeah, right. That's the only time
people are rebuying your book.
Yeah, no royalty equals success.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in a manner of speaking, popularity. Yeah. Wow. Has anybody entered a ballroom dancing competition with just the book as their partner?
They not yet.
Okay.
But I do know a guy who teaches ballroom dancing. You just planted a seed.
There we go.
That.
There we go.
Yeah, I love making jokes that turn into reality. That's fantastic.
That's all about. That's what we're all about. That's what this show is.
Yeah, it started as a joke. Yeah, no, that's
Here we are.
Here we are.
What is something that you want listeners of the BeatiDudes to take away? I mean, we talk about adventures everywhere. what is maybe something to inspire them either in faith and adventure? You even talk about taking business trips and not treating them like business trips. Like, what is a piece of advice or something you would give to all these dudes out here and a couple of ladies?
It's funny. What were we talking about before this, right? Interesting ways to show your faith in action, right? To lead people to Christ without proselytizing. I would think if I could offer anything up to people out there is that when you see people, anybody, right, whether you know them or not, doing good things, reach out and ask them what's happening, right? Strike up a conversation kind of like Nick and I did in South Bend, right? You never know what you're going to find, what somebody's going through, where their journey's taking them. I think God works in so many different ways, right? And I think he wants us to come together with other people, right? And so like, if I could offer up anything to your BeatiDudes listening audience, it would be when you see good, seek it, find out what's happening, ask questions, learn, and then share your story, right? We've all got something to share.
It's great.
Praise God.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think we can close it out right there.
Do it.
That is a solid line.
Get him, Jiminy Kolker.
Well, we will see you in the various waltzes that life brings your way. And for the rest of you, we will
see you in the Eucharist.
God bless.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to join us at our undersized table, subscribe to the video version of the show on YouTube by typing @ that's the symbol @, so shift and 2 on your keyboard, @the_BeatiDudes on YouTube. We'll see you there.